All right. It's 10:02 and it is time for us to get started this morning. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and we think we've got a nice, fun, and informative hour for you here, and we are super excited to have Chris Cooley here with us hosting this event. I'm going to say a quick hi, Chris.
Hello, everyone.
All right. So I'm going to run through a little intro presentation that is just going to cover what we'll be doing today. If I can get that started. Here we go. Now I can share that. Okay. Here we are, today's agenda. This short presentation where we just cover some basics about our program and about the event today. Then we are going to have a tech spotlight where Chris is going to get to show you a video that he and I took when I got to visit him late last week about navigating the community. I think you'll find that very interesting. Then we have a special presentation of a video from our friend William from Akron. If you joined us in our first Northeast Ohio event, you might remember who William is, but we'll play his video. And then we are going to devote the rest of the time, I guess my time's a little off there, it should say 10:25 to 11, for questions and answers. And that is really specifically for individuals and family members. If you asked a question when you registered, we'll try to work those in as well. But we really want this to be focused on you. We want to hear from you, people in the community, and try the best we can to address whatever concerns or questions you have for us. Okay, just some brief things about our program. If you're curious about what we're doing and what we have been doing, the best place to go is to our website. That's ohiotechambassadors.org. It's got our schedule of events. It's got information about each of our 5 tech ambassadors. Very easy ways for you to email them if you have questions, and all kinds of other neat information. We are on both Facebook and Instagram as well. And we have a YouTube channel where we post all of the videos from the recordings. And this event will be recorded, as all of our events have been. So you can visit that YouTube channel really on any of those 3 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Even if you don't have those links, you can very easily just search for Ohio Tech Ambassadors, and you will find us very, very quickly and easily on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So you might know already, but if you don't, this Tech Ambassadors program, we have 5 wonderful Tech Ambassadors. We've split the state of Ohio into these 5 regions. So we're in the Northeast region of Ohio. It's all the brown counties there toward the top right of your screen, are the ones that we're specifically targeting with this event. And a little bit of our event schedule. We started back in January with a kickoff event, and then we had 1 meeting per region. We call those round 1 regional meetings. Those were in February and March. We took a little break. We had a statewide meeting that we called Tech Ambassadors Listen on April 6th. And then this is the last of our round 2 meetings. And then what we've got is 1 last meeting. That says Tuesday, May 24th. That should say Tuesday, May 25th. If you go visit our website when that gets posted, that should have the right date information on it. But we'll have a statewide wrap-up event on that day where we will come back and just talk to the whole state about our program and what we've been doing. All right. Chris, are you ready to go on your tech spotlight?
I'm ready.
All right. So I got the chance to visit Chris late last week, and we put together a little video where he planned out a trip in the community, and he planned it out in such a way that he is going to get to demonstrate several different ways that he uses or could use assistive technology. I think you'll find this really neat and very interesting. And Chris, feel free if you want to pause the video. It's a little bit long. It's a little bit over 7 minutes. So if you want to pause it at anywhere in the middle and just say a little word about what's happening in the video, you let me know and I'll do that.
All right, sounds good.
All right. All right. I'm going to try to hide some of these. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's try that one more time. Okay, this is gonna work better. Here we go.
I want to show you something that can help people with different disabilities. It's a recorder, and it can help you in many ways. Like, I go to the store, I'm gonna ask the person to help me find things. My list here.
Hi, my name is Mark. Can you please help me find things on my list? I need a little help. Thank you.
So now, if I want to change it, I can. I could just record. Hi, my name is Peter. Can you please help me find things on my list?
Hi, my name is Peter. Can you please help me find things on my list?
I have an app called Blind Square.
Yep.
Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And I could push it. It'll open up.
Places within radius of 25 meters.
Like
1632 Robinson Avenue. Give a search term.
I could go to Family Dollar.
Wait a moment. Searching for Family Dollar. Found 35 places within a distance of 180 meters to 14.7 kilometers.
Here it is.
Yeah, so I could pick up Family Dollar and go, and it'll
And
tell me.
That's where we're going, right?
Yeah, it'll tell me from what near me every step I take.
All right. What's the first thing it tells you to do?
It's telling me to go left, but
20 meters. Lincoln Street and Robinson Avenue.
it's telling me what street.
Okay.
It's telling me what street it is.
What street did it say?
It said Lincoln Street.
Is that where you're going to turn, or is that where you are?
Now that's where I am.
Okay. There's no traffic signal here?
No.
Wow.
So because there's no traffic signal, I can use my little thing that says, please help me cross the street. Tap me on the shoulder. This could be used for multiple disabilities.
Please help me to cross the street. Tap me on the shoulder if you can help me.
So talk about what disabilities this can help, besides someone who is blind or deaf.
So, someone that's not deaf and blind, if you have autism, you have fear of crossing a heavy street with a lot of traffic, this could be good. Anything. It could be because if someone doesn't see the sign, they can hear it.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 1
I'm at Family Dollar, and I kind of just need a little bit of help. And when I say a little bit of help, meaning I just don't understand the layout of the store, or I get nervous, or if I'm nonverbal, it's a good way to get help.
Hi, my name is Peter. Can you please help me find things on my list? I need Pepsi and coffee.
Okay, so now I've already asked those questions. Now I'm wait on her reply.
Oh, I'll definitely be able to help you.
Okay, speak.
Pepsi $190. Two.
So $1.90. Because it don't have a dot. So it told me that that's a Pepsi.
Yeah.
So if I didn't really believe what she told me, then I could use the Seeing IA app, and it'll just tell me
Pepsi. Pay.
Pepsi.
Got it.
All right. So I'll find the next thing on my list.
It's just a phone call.
Hey Chris, how's it going, man?
Hey, I am in an alley and my GPS stopped working. I was wondering if you guys can help me get home safely, with the GPS.
Yeah, absolutely. Where are you located at right now?
I'm not sure what alley this is. I came from Family Dollar on 11th Street. So this could be used, my in-home support team. You see the others that are on TV that are advertised for emergencies, but my in-home support team knows who I am, knows everything about me, and can help me if I have a breakdown or if I get nervous. They can talk to me and work me to my way back home. And so that's why a lot of times we don't have staff. You know, we want to be independent. You know, we want to be able to feel that independent. And so when we go out there, outside, go shopping, you know, we have our support team with us all the time, and they know everything. If we need to take medicine, they can still call us on this and tell us to take medicine. Yeah, I was using the regular GPS, and I didn't understand her, and I went down the wrong. I ended up down an alley. Yeah, I mean it's really good to have you guys right there in my pocket when I need it.
All right. So let's take a minute. There was a lot in that video. I want to make sure we get a chance to go through a couple of those technologies. So the first one was that app called Blind Square that gave you the ability to know what you were near while you were walking and to navigate to a destination. I'll mention that one is for iPhone only. So if you're trying Android, I did a little research, and I think there's an app, tell me if you've heard of this one, Chris, called Be My Eyes. That's either for Android or iPhone.
That is a good app.
That
Be
one
My
is,
Eyes.
it was really interesting too, because what happens is with that app, you navigate by working with a volunteer on the other end. So they can see the camera on your phone, and they can visually tell you where you are and help guide you. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yes.
Then you had Seeing AI, which you were using in the store where you found the Pepsi, right?
Right.
So talk a little bit about that one, because it can do a lot more than just read a Pepsi bottle.
Seeing AI. See, it's called SEEING-AI app. And
Right.
that's a free app for anyone that is visually impaired or any other disability. You know, let's just say that I'm having I'm having anxiety, that way I have a, breakdown, I don't understand. And so that app can actually help me be able to find my items quickly and fast. It can also tell you what's in the room. Like I can walk into Family Dollar and I can push the button that shows me everything in the store. I mean, it'll tell me different things sometimes. Then it also can tell you how much money that you have.
Right.
If you point it down, the camera down to your money, it'll tell you have a $10 bill or a
That's
$5.
awesome.
And
And
so
doesn't it
it works
check
out.
prices too? Like it'll scan a UPC code on a product and tell you the price and what the
It,
item is?
yes, it will do that too.
The other thing I read is that it could even in some cases detect faces that are familiar to it. Like, so it could recognize a person.
Right. And sometimes that could be awkward, and sometimes it could be off a little bit, because I was sitting at the mall one day and in Columbus, and me and a trainer for pilot dogs, we were just playing around with it, and I took the trainer took a picture of my face, and it said I was 50 years old. I was like, what? But it's fun, interesting. It makes you laugh, but in the same time, it does help you.
Okay, great. Now, and there was one app that you demoed in the store that didn't quite make our video. It was called the Transcribe app, and I thought it was really cool too. You want to talk about that for a second?
The Transcribe app, it does cost a little bit, but it is helpful. Let's just say that I am deaf. And I asked for help, but the girl at the Family Dollar was talking to me, and I have no clue what she was saying, especially now with the mask that we have to wear. And
Very true.
so it's like we can't read the lips anymore. and so the Transcribe app can also kind of just, it's like text message, but it hears what you say, and it also like closed caption. It's kind of like that. It tells me what she just said.
Yeah, that's a great point. With the masks, I never even really thought about that, right? So she was speaking in the store, and he held the app up, and then he just turned the phone around to me, and I could see that it transcribed it where he could read it.
Right.
Okay, great. Here's what I would like to do, actually. If I could have one of our core team, Courtney or Jeremy, if you guys can ask a question. We don't have chat in our webinar here, but I would like to post the links to all of these technologies for folks who are attending today. So I think I can do it as a response to a question if somebody can do that while we're talking. All right, super cool. Anything else you wanted to add about that? I think that was a super interesting way to demo all those things, which are a little more techy, along with the card, which is low tech, right? But
Right.
because it's low tech doesn't mean it's not assistive technology, and it doesn't mean it's not very, very useful.
Yeah. I will add, it's called Pen Friend 3. Pen Friend 3. It looks like this, and it looks like this, and so it looks like a pen I could put in my pocket. Nobody knows it's there. So when I need it, it will, I can use it. But you can also find this on, it's called MacDaid.com, MacDaid.com. And so, I mean, it's worth the money. It's worth your money, and independent.
All right, and I think I've just gotten all of the links for all of those technologies, and I did include PenFriend in there. So hopefully everybody can see all those and take advantage of those links and the answers to that question. Thanks for asking that, Nathan. All right, great. Let's do this. I want to make sure we share William's video. So if you joined us for our first Northeast Ohio event, you might remember William. He was a high school senior at a high school in Akron, and he uses this really cool, pretty high tech thing called a neuronode trilogy, right? So with a sensor that he puts on his forearm, and he can use muscle movement with his forearm plus eye gaze. Even though William's quadriplegic and has no speech, he can actually make his device speak for him, right? So one of the things he wanted to do was put a little video project together to talk a little bit about that technology. And we got a tiny preview of it in that first event, but we've actually got the whole video here for you. So I want to share that with everyone. I think this is just over 4 minutes. So I'm again gonna try to hide these boxes for everybody before we get this started.
Hi, I'm William. I'm 21 years old and attend North High School in Akron, Ohio. I live at home with my mom, dad, sister, and co-star of this video, Anchor. Anchor is my therapy dog and the best companion ever. He has been overseeing production of my video and thinks he may be the next super dog. The purpose of my video is to show you how assistive technology can help me have a better life. I have challenges with my mobility, and I am not able to use my voice to speak. I am very intelligent. Just like you, I have opinions on what I like and don't like. I use my eyes and facial expressions to tell people what I am thinking. But that's hard for those who don't know me to understand. Before we get deep into my technology, maybe you are thinking, hey William, what's with all the superheroes? Well, it's because I love them. They are an inspiration to me and a reminder of how people overcome challenges every day. We asked my friends and local artists to help me create original artwork to illustrate what is really important. To realize that everybody has their own superpower. Pretty cool, right? I have been using neuronode trilogy, a cutting-edge technology designed for people living with paralysis and loss of speech. It provides AAC speech and tablet control. AAC means augmentative and alternative communication. AAC assists people like me who have a hard time using oral speech to express our thoughts, needs, wants, and ideas. Neuronode trilogy is just one of my superpowers. I am going to show you how it works. Because I only have a small amount of movement that I can control, my receiving device is a small electrode that attaches to my arm muscle. My electrode connects wirelessly through Bluetooth to a transmitter that enables what is called a switch. When my brain sends a signal to my muscle telling it to tense up, that signal goes into the switch, making it flip on or off. It's like when gamers use a joystick or click on a mouse when they play a video game. I signal a roving mouse to make it stop when I want it to. When I tense my muscle, it makes that choice for me. My speech-language pathologist helps me by pre-programming actions for me in my tablet menu. I can use my neuronode to let someone know I need something.
Anchor. Come here, Anchor. You're a good boy.
I love music. My neuronode can let me choose what I would like to listen to.
Alexa, play High School Musical.
The best covers of High School Musical by various artists on Amazon Music. na na na, na 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 na, yeah. You are the music in me.
There is also eye gaze technology in my Trilogy system that will allow me to use my eyes to act in the same way my neuronode does. I am still learning about it. I am going to put forth a superhero effort so someday I can make another video to show you how that's done. This project was inspired by the work and support of the Ohio Tech Ambassadors Network. I hope my efforts will show everyone how assistive technology is a superpower that helps me and others. I want to encourage other Ohioans with developmental disabilities to consider adaptive or supportive technology in their own lives. Thank you to all the creative artists and my classmates for their superhero artwork. I also want to recognize all the people and organizations who supported me, my family, my amazing teachers at North High School, and all my providers, especially John, who makes each day special. And of course, Anchor. Good boy.
All right. William, thank you so much for making that video and sharing that with us. That is awesome and very encouraging too.
Yes, it is. I have to say, thank you, William, because it just made me smile. Knowing that you have that technology to be independent and be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, Chris, what do you say we get to some questions and answers? Let's see.
Let's do it.
We have a couple here right in the Q&A from Cynthia. First is, I think in reference to your video, she was wondering what you would have done if no one had come to the corner to help you and you were by yourself. You know, when you had the card out.
Right. That can be a challenging situation. Most people tend to just wait until somebody comes by. So it's really that's why you would use your in-home support. Different in-home supports have different ways to help you, and so that in support one may have a video that they can see, or the other can have the voice that can hear, you know, when the traffic stops and goes. Sometimes when you do mobility training with the cane, or mobility training, just getting out walking, learning how to navigate, that mobility trainer will teach you how to tell when to be able to cross safely. You can either feel the wind of traffic, or different other ways to do that. So mobility training is a good thing no matter what disability you have. So you can do that independently.
Yeah. Another thing I think you mentioned to me while we were out doing the navigation home was, you know, a lot of people with visual impairments are pretty adept at hearing the traffic too. And you may be able to tell when there's a gap, you know, when you can't hear traffic coming. Is that right?
Right. And a lot of people that are deaf blind, they rely on the card, or they rely on feeling the traffic wind, because I know a lot of people that are not used to it. If you stand there long enough and maybe just close your eyes a little bit, and focus on the traffic going down one way, you could feel that wind off of the cars, either way. And so, yeah.
I'll tell you, for me, just to be out there with you and to really be paying attention to things like that I don't normally pay attention to. Normally, I'd just come up to a street, I'd look both ways and not really pay attention to what anything sounds like and just head right across when I had an opportunity, but I was going slow with you because that was part of your, the experience you wanted to convey. And, the more you pay attention to it, there really is a lot to pay attention to.
Right. And the biggest thing for people nowadays is now they're coming out with these cars that are really quiet. And then, that makes it harder to be able to identify. So the wind is the way that a lot of people have to really rely on that too. And I remember one time standing on the corner and I about jumped out in the middle of the street because there was a car that went by and backfired and let out that big old boom sound.
Yeah.
I felt the vibration, but yeah. So independence could be a challenge sometimes.
So we have another question here from Jennifer, who wants to know what the dot was that you used with your pen friend recorder. Several of those, right?
Yeah. So the pen friend, these little dots, you can put them on something that can be reusable. I don't recommend a piece of paper or cardboard, because then that piece of paper or cardboard can get wet and it wouldn't be usable anymore. But the pen friend comes with these little dots. Okay. You can also buy more of these little dots. What happens is you can record on it, just push the record and touch it and then record what you need to know. And then say, you don't need that anymore, but you would like to use it for something else. You can reuse it over and over, reuse it.
Right. Okay, awesome. So here's a question that was sent in with a registration for the event today from Tammy Eisenreich, who is a family member of an individual living in Sylvania. So her question has to do with app suggestions for driving and daily living skills. Now, driving's an interesting one since we have some people, some adults in Ohio with developmental disabilities who drive, but many who do not. So if Tammy, you want to type or even come on and maybe clarify what your question is on driving, but Chris, you wanted to maybe mention something on some daily living skills.
Yeah, the daily living skills, it's pretty easy with technology nowadays. You got your in-home support team that can come on and guide you to do things. But if, let's just say, I don't want to talk to somebody today. No, I don't want to do it. But I wake up and I don't know what I should do, what I need to do. So first of all, you got these little things. These were just little made up things with rubber bands. It's kind of like plastic, and put the dot on it. So I could use this pen friend and touch the dot, because this is number 1. And it'll tell me I need to first take my medicine. So I have that recorded. So I don't need mom and dad, aunts and uncles to call me and remind me of that, because I see number 1 and this is what I need to do. Okay, then I take my medicine, and how to make my coffee. So that's number 2. Eat my breakfast, be number 3. So you can make up your little cards and be, active throughout the day with these and this. yeah, so if anybody else has a question about that, I can explain a little more.
Okay. Another thing I think that's super helpful these days is we have all these digital assistants. We have Siri, we have Alexa, we have Google Home, we have Bixby and others, Cortana in Windows, where you can very easily set reminders if something needs to happen at a particular time of day, right?
Right, you could do that too.
Super easy and in terms of just daily living skills. And some of these things can actually happen in a work environment if a person has a job.
Right, and that's you know, like number one, you know, let's just say I have a janitorial job. So number one, I can't remember what I need to do. Oh, number one card. I could put it here and it says, let me turn it on and I'll show you real quick.
Number one, sweep the floors in the office.
Number one, sweep the floor in the office. Okay, now I know that. So you know, I go back and get number two, it'll tell me what I need to do next. But you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, we are trying to push staff out of home. That's not, you know, these technology can tell us what to do. And sometimes in the morning, we might need that hour help. We need help in the hour for an hour, or at night, we need help for an hour for different things. But the technology can't help us take a bath.
Yeah.
Technology can't help us do something that's personal, but it can guide us to the right direction, and then staff can help us for that time, and then we can be free and able to do what we want to do after that.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's just take a second, and I'm going to launch a poll here. So those of you who've joined us on other Tech Ambassador events, you may recognize this poll. If you're with us for the first time, your feedback is especially important to us. This is on a technology barriers. So I'm going to launch this. It has 2 questions, and it is your thoughts as attendees. First question: what is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities attending events like the one that we're having right now? And then the second question is, what is the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities using technology in their lives, just their everyday lives? We've posed these 2 poll questions in probably 8 or 9 events, and we really look forward to compiling the results of all of the different responses that we've gotten back. And if you come to our wrap-up event on Tuesday, May 25th, we'll present the answers that everyone has given us. So again, biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities attending events like this one where we try to educate. And then 2, what's the biggest barrier to people with developmental disabilities just using technology in their everyday lives? Now I'm going to leave this up for a minute while we visit another question that came in from someone who registered. This is from Ashley Arter, an SSA and transition specialist in Columbiana County. So really she has 2 questions. The first one has to do with troubleshooting training issues with a service dog. And Chris, you've got a great amount of experience with service dogs. What would you say to Ashley about that question?
Well, keep in mind, service dogs are, you know, they are raised for 6 months as a puppy with a puppy raiser, and then they go to school or trainer to train them when they're 1 year old. Around 2 years old, you kind of you know, get connected with the individual and the dog for training together with the dog and the individual. But if you have problem that comes up, just let me, as an example, I had, you know, COVID came up I wasn't able to get my dog out to do a lot of work. And I had a stroke, a mini stroke. And so I couldn't use my dog on the left side, but I called the school. The doctor recommended me to call the school to do some more training so the dog can understand how to work with me with my mini stroke. So I had to go back and kind of just brush up on training with a trainer. Most schools, most trainers are available to do that. But if you have more questions, you can email me or ask here.
Yeah, great point. Then the second question Ashley asked was has to do with enticing those that are nervous to try technology rather than having staff.
Well, let me just put it this way. I was independent. Well, I still am, but I was living in Columbus. I was having some bad things happening that I didn't know quite how to work it out. And so the only way to get away from those bad things was to move back home, which is Scioto County, Ohio. So I moved back home, and my SSA talked to me, and I said, you know, my fear of living back on my own is those things that happened there in my past. It's going to happen in the future. So my SSA brought up a great thing, and he said, hey, why not try in-home support technology, where that if things like that happened here now, then they would be able to identify those things happening and help me make good decisions on doing that. I was nervous in doing the in-home, you know, putting cameras all over my house. I was like, I don't know. Do I want people calling me 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times a day? Don't know. I was really nervous about it. But once they put it in, I got it all put in my home. I went to sleep, and I will tell you, I fell asleep, and I slept the longest time because I felt that comfort. I knew that my in-home support team was right there to watch. Yeah, did things happen while I was asleep? Yeah, but they were able to identify it and fix it. So yeah, you know, just take your time learning how the technology support can help you. Just, you know, say, hey, I want to try it for an hour a day. You know, by myself for an hour. So mom could go shopping for an hour or go have coffee for an hour, come back and see how things worked out, and write down all the concerns so you can ask the support team about those concerns, how we can fix those.
Yeah, what a great point. You know, that most of the remote support providers are very willing to try to get folks started with a very small amount of time per day, right? Just so people
Right.
can get an experience with it. Great point. Let's see. Here is another question sent in by Jennifer Hudak from Summit County. How was your experience in getting the technology you needed? Was it easy, hard? Tell us about how that went when you first got it.
Well, it was easy. It was easy for me because I was upfront with my SSA. I said, you know, I have these nervous feelings. I don't want them anymore. You know, the bad things that happened to me in the past, I'm scared that it's going to happen to me in the future. And it was easy. My SSA just immediately said, hey, Chris, here in Scioto County, he said, you know, hey, let's try this out, in-home support, and see how you would like it. It was really easy. and the in-home support team, and everyone came to my home and introduced me to different products that they have. And they listened to me about my concerns. And they told me that everything's gonna be okay. We have things that can help you. It was pretty easy. Just be upfront to your SSA and let them know that you really want that kind of support to be independent.
That's awesome. All right, great answer. Here is a question from Bobby Hamlet, also in Summit County, and it has to do with assistance with internet for those who do not have it. So obviously that can be a big concern. Much of the technology used for remote support does use internet, not all of it. It is possible to have remote support without internet at all. I don't know if you've got feedback on that. I may have some things I want to add to whatever you want to share, Chris.
Well, a lot of times today, we are using our cell phones, right? So you got Siri, you got all these other apps on your phone that can be used through your cell phone service. And very little people have a house phone. But if you do, and you have an internet, you don't have a cell phone, there is different programs out there that can help. Like, let's say, another great program that you might check out is I Can Connect. I Can Connect. That program can help with the iPad, cell phone, the internet, give you great information on that. It's through the deaf services, and so they can really help with that, and that's a really great program. I Can Connect.
Here's something also posted by another one of our tech ambassadors who's here today, Nathan Turner. He says the FCC Lifeline program is an option for a free smartphone or discounted internet as well. And I just wanted to kind of mention on this point that if the internet usage is really specifically in relationship to remote support equipment, that is something that if you do have a waiver can be paid for by the waiver. In order to be able to run the support equipment and have that service delivered over internet. So, all right. Since we brought up Nathan, looks like Nathan's had his hand raised for a while. He would like to come on and ask a question live. So we're gonna promote him to join us as a panelist and hear what Nate has to share with us. Good morning, Nathan.
Hi, sorry, I'm on a mobile device. Hopefully you all can see and hear me. Okay, my question
beautiful.
oh, thank you so much. I'm so not beautiful right now. My question to Chris, I had two questions. The first one is, how, with your deaf blindness, can you talk a little bit about some of the technologies that allow you, if you have something pretty consistently that you use to access a PC or mobile phone? That question I get from my friends who have similar disabilities, and I wanted to run that by you. And then secondly, I'll ask you the same question I asked Marcy. If you had an unlimited budget for remote supports and technology, what are some of the things you would want?
Okay, your first question, I didn't really understand it, but can you tell me, George, what?
This was I think Nathan actually wrote this one in, which is, are there specific technologies that you use on a consistent basis or semi-consistent basis that help you access a computer or a mobile device?
Yeah, let's just say, like the Siri. Then you also have the Alexa. Then you also have JAWS or Zoom Text. And you also have, like the there's quite a bit of apps out there that will help you with navigating your computer, like Zoom Text and JAWS and different things like that.
That's great.
And
All
your
right, and then
second,
what was the second question again, Nate?
and your second question is, if I had a choice to pick, it would probably be the app Seeing IA or AI, Seeing AI app, and this pen friend. I found this pen friend to be, I use it all the time, most of the time. So
And then I think, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you, Chris. I think sort of the nature of my question and what I was getting at is I know that those two pieces of technology are very helpful to you, but you know, if you had an unlimited budget and you could make them do things that they couldn't do now, or you had, you know, ideas for some technological supports that you don't currently have, but you wish you could, what would those sort of be?
What would they be? You know, I haven't really thought about that, really. What would be cool to have would be a vibrating system and a GPS system that is connected to the cane. I know that they have those out there, but that's one thing I would love to have, so I wouldn't have to worry about carrying a bunch of things with me. That would be one thing. I would have to get back with you on the others because I haven't really thought about that.
Nate, what do you got a wish list? If you could wish some technologies into
I think for my own personal situation, I know you and I have talked about the upgrade and some of the remote supports that the character used in that movie. So I think that would kind of be my model, to have a high-tech pair of bionic arms that can help me with mobility, but also fix me food and administer medication.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Now a robot would be great. Just do everything that I don't even have to get up out of the chair.
So here's a question for you, Chris. Do you have any staff that comes by on a regular basis for you, or are you completely independent that way?
Right now I'm completely independent. I do have my sister and my niece that come and kind of takes me places. But most of the time, I'm carrying my remote support with me. I'm carrying my iPhone with me. So I have those technologies to help me, but I also have my niece and sister that come time to time to help me.
You got some natural supports there. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, Nate, thank you very much. We really appreciate the question. We appreciate you coming on.
Nate, real quick before you leave, what I really want is to Japan is trying out a car that you could just speak to it or type in where you want to go, and it'll just automatically take you there. I can imagine I can imagine blind people just getting in and just telling the car to go somewhere. Go to Walmart. You get out with the cane, and the people be like, "What in the world?"
Yeah.
But that's what I want. Yeah.
I would imagine that you would join a lot of other people on that particular wish list.
Right.
That would be a neat one. All right. Well, we're just about to 11 o'clock here. I do have one more Q&A in the chat here. It has to do with, is there a way to find the pen friend if you misplace it? Does it have any technological way for you to find it?
It doesn't. But a cool thing that you can do, if you go on Amazon, you could buy these little tags. They're GPS tags. And you could connect the GPS tag to the pin friend and just say, I lost it in the couch and I can't find it. And I just threw it across the room. But I can't find it. But I could get on my phone and it'll to look at it and push the button, find it, and then it'll start beeping or vibrating different ways. So you
That
could
is a super great point. I've seen people use those for keys.
Right.
That's a big one, but I would have never thought about that. It's a great point.
Right.
All right. Well, let's just take a second to just say thank you to everybody who came today. Those were great questions, and we really appreciate everybody's participation in these events. It's really good for us to interact with all of you and hear the things that you have questions about in your life and things that you're dealing with. Thanks, as always, to our ASL interpreters. You always do such a great job. Thanks to Courtney and Jeremy, who are helping us put on these events. And big, giant thank you to Chris. Great information today. This will be one for folks to watch on YouTube if you didn't get to join us live for this one. You want to say goodbye to everybody today?
I want to say, thank you all for coming. Please share it when we get it up on YouTube. Please share it, because it's really important to know that people with disabilities can go shopping. I want to add one thing really quick.
Sure.
Is that with the technology that is out there and help us independent, I love it because if I had staff, and I did have staff, come in, sit down, and I wanted to go somewhere, they wasn't feeling up to it, so they didn't want to take me. And then I wanted to go out and do something, and it was against their religion. I mean, I had staff to tell me that they can't do it, or staff that said I could take you there and drop you off and come back and get you later. Well, my fear about that is that what if they don't come back? So now I have my in-home support team in my pocket. I have my little pen. I could just walk out my door and go wherever I want to go, knowing I have support in my pocket if I need it.
That is great. One more thank you I want to make sure I don't forget to give is to William. Thanks so much for that video, buddy. That was awesome. And you encouraged us with that one. All right, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And we hope you'll join us for our wrap-up event on Tuesday, May 25th. All right. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, thanks.